You just borrowed $100. It felt like nothing. It felt like a solution. It felt honestly a little good. And that is the most dangerous sentence I will say in this entire video. Because right now, somewhere between $100 and $1 million, there is a number with your name on it. A number where debt stopped being something you had and started being something that had you. You probably already crossed it. You probably did not notice. Nobody does. Today, we are going through every level. $100 to $1 million. What your life actually looks like. What your options actually are. What the exit actually costs. And somewhere in the middle of this video, you are going to recognize your level. And when you do, I need you to stay because that is exactly when it gets useful. Let us start at the bottom. Level 1, $100 to $1,000. You borrowed $100. Maybe it was a buy now, pay later for a jacket. Maybe it was a friend who asked for it and you put it on your card. Maybe it was nothing. A slow Tuesday and a fast click. This is a glass of water. Seriously. $100 of debt is a glass of water sitting on your counter. You can dump it out today. You can dump it out tomorrow. It does not care. It just sits there patient, asking for almost nothing. The minimum payment on a $100 credit card balance is about $2.50 per month. $2.50. You spend more than that on a mood. You will not feel this debt. You will not lose sleep over it. You will not mention it to anyone because it is genuinely not worth mentioning. But here is the thing about a glass of water left on the counter. If you never dump it out, it becomes a habit. And habits become furniture. And furniture becomes background. And background becomes your life. At $100 to $1,000, you are carrying what the industry calls manageable debt. What that actually means is the bank is not worried about you. You are the customer they love. You will pay just enough to feel responsible, while paying just enough in interest to keep the math working for them. The exit at this level is embarrassingly simple. One lump sum payment, 1 month of skipping something you do not really need. Done. The water is gone. The glass is empty. You barely noticed it happened. The only reason people stay in this level longer than 3 months is the word minimum. Minimum payment. The word minimum implies a floor. It is not a floor. It is a trapdoor. Level 2, $1,000 to $10,000. Welcome to the bathtub. You are no longer looking at a balance you can clear with one paycheck. You are looking at something that requires a plan. Not a crisis plan. A plan. This is where most Americans live. Permanently. The average American credit card balance as of this year sits right around $6,000. $6,000 spread across 2.4 credit cards. Which means most people reading this are not in the danger zone yet. Most people are right here, in the bathtub, thinking they are fine. They are fine. Mostly. But here's what level 2 actually costs in time. $6,000 on a credit card at 22% APR, which is the current average, with minimum payments only. You will pay that debt off in over 17 years. You will pay roughly $8,000 in interest alone. You borrowed $6,000. You will give back $14,000. For clothes, for a phone upgrade, for a few hundred dinners out, the bathtub is fine to sit in for a little while. But you should not live there. The exit at this level is also still simple. It just requires discipline, not miracles. The avalanche method, list your debt's highest interest rate to lowest, attack the top one with everything you have while paying minimums on the rest, or the snowball method, smallest balance to largest for the psychological wins. Either works. Pick one. Actually pick one. The debt at this level is not the problem. The pattern is the problem. And the pattern is this. You solved a short-term problem with a long-term loan. You bought future time with present money. And the interest rate is what you pay for the convenience of not waiting. Level 3. $10,000 to $50,000. This is where it starts to feel different. You know the number by heart now. You check it. Not because you wanna. Because it sits in the back of your head like a song you cannot unhear. $10,000 to $50,000 is the zone where debt gets its own personality. It has a presence. It shows up at dinner. It comes to bed. It is the reason you said no to the trip. It is the reason you did the math in your head in the grocery store parking lot. This is no longer a bathtub. This is a swimming pool. And the thing about a swimming pool, you can swim in it. You can manage it, but you cannot ignore it. It takes up the whole backyard. Here is who lives in the zone. Almost everyone with student loans. Almost everyone who financed a car and then financed the next one before paying off the first. Anyone who put a home repair on a credit card because the refrigerator did not care about the timing. At $30,000 in credit card debt at 22% APR, minimum payments only, you are now looking at paying somewhere around $42,000 in interest. On top of the $30,000 you borrowed, you will have paid $72,000 to borrow $30,000. You feel that number, right? Good. Feel it. Because this is the level where the math stops being embarrassing and starts being structurally serious. The exit here is real, but it requires more than discipline. It requires strategy. Balance transfers to 0% intro cards. Personal loans to consolidate at lower interest. Income increases directed entirely at the principal. And a complete, total, non-negotiable stop to adding to the balance while you are trying to exit it. That last part sounds obvious. It is not. Because the same situations that created $30,000 in debt do not politely pause while you pay it off. Level E forward $50,000 to $150,000. Now we need to talk about what debt looks like when it becomes a structural feature of your life. Not a temporary condition, but a permanent fixture. This is the underwater zone. $50,000 to $150,000 is where most of the debt in this range is not from bad decisions at all. It is from good ones with bad terms. Student loans for degrees that were supposed to change everything. Medical bills from situations that were not supposed to happen. A business loan for a business that almost worked. This is where debt stops being about willpower and starts being about architecture. The structure of your financial life is now built around the debt. Your income flows in and a significant percentage flows directly out. Not to you, not to savings, not to anything you chose. To creditors. Before you even get to decide what to do with your money, they already decided for you. At $100,000 in mixed debt, at an average rate of 14%, minimum payments only. And by the way, nobody is doing minimum payments only at this level because minimum payments at this level would keep you in debt for the rest of your working life. But if they were, you would spend the rest of your career paying off this one number. The exit here is not simple. The exit here involves income restructuring, not just spending cuts. There is no discretionary expense you can cut that closes a $100,000 gap on a normal salary. The exit requires one or more of the following. Income that grows faster than the debt does. Professional debt restructuring. Income-driven repayment on federal student loans. Or, in some cases, a frank conversation with a bankruptcy attorney. That last one is not a moral failure. Bankruptcy law exists precisely because the alternative, permanent financial immobility for people who hit a bad combination of circumstances, is worse for everyone. It is a legal tool. It was designed specifically for this level. Level 5, $150,000 to $500,000. Stop for a second. If you are at this level, and more people are than will admit it out loud, I want to say something directly before we go further. This level almost never happens to people because they made catastrophically bad decisions. It almost always happens because they made reasonable ones that interacted badly with systems they did not fully understand at the time. Medical debt that insurance was supposed to cover. A real estate investment that was supposed to work. A business that employed people and then did not. A graduate degree from a school that told them the debt was an investment. This level is where debt begins to affect more than your bank account. It begins to affect your choices, your career trajectory, your relationships, whether you have children, when you have children, where you live. Whether you feel like yourself at $300,000 in mixed debt, student loans, some credit, some business, assuming an average blended interest rate of 8%, which is actually quite good at this level. You are paying roughly $2,000 a month in interest alone. Just interest. Before you touch the principal. $2,000 a month. That is a rent payment going nowhere. The exit at this level is almost always a multi-year, multi-instrument strategy. Federal loan forgiveness programs, refinancing, business restructuring, a financial advisor who specializes in high debt situations, not a salesperson, a specialist, and something that does not sound like a financial tool at all, community. Because at this level, isolation makes it worse. People in this zone stop talking about it, and the silence is its own kind of debt. Level 6, $500,000 to $1 million. Here's the thing about the ocean. You do not accidentally end up in the ocean. You made decisions. Some of them good, some of them optimistic, some of them at 24 years old when you did not know what you did not know. That moved you from the shore to the shallows to the deep water. And then somewhere, the floor disappeared. $500,000 to $1 million of personal debt is a small population. But it is not zero. And the people in it are not the people most Americans imagine when they picture extreme debt. They are people who bought commercial real estate in 2007. They are people who signed personally on a business loan for a company that the pandemic ended. They are people with medical debt so large it rewrote their lives. They are people who co-signed something for someone they loved. The ocean does not drown you immediately. The ocean is actually manageable in the short term because debt at this level usually comes with assets. The mortgage on $1 million property is $1 million debt, but the property exists. The business loan has collateral. The structure is different from consumer debt at this level because if it were unsecured consumer debt at $1 million, the conversation would already be different. What the ocean does is eliminate options. You cannot quit your job. You cannot take the smaller role you might actually prefer. You cannot retire early. You cannot absorb a second crisis without the first one unraveling. The debt itself is not always the danger. The fragility it creates is the danger. The exit at this level is not a strategy. It is a professional intervention. Debt attorneys, restructuring specialists, asset liquidation with tax planning, Chapter 11, if business, Chapter 7 or 13 if personal. These are not last resorts. At this level, they are first conversations. The moment nobody talks about. Every single person who is now at level 4, 5, or 6 was once at level 1. And at level 1, it felt like nothing, a glass of water on the counter. The levels do not announce themselves. That is the architecture of the trap. Level 1 feels like level 0. Level 2 feels like level 1. The escalation is smooth, deliberate, almost imperceptible. And then one day, usually the day something unexpected happens, a job loss, a medical bill, a car, the level you are at reveals itself to be the level you are not equipped to survive. The most dangerous level of debt is not the one that feels dangerous. It is the one that feels fine. The exit that works at every level. 3 things. In this order. Every time. Stop the bleeding. Before you pay off a single dollar, stop adding to the total. This sounds obvious. It is the thing most people skip because the situation that created the debt is usually still there. Know the real number. Not the minimum payment, not the monthly statement. The total outstanding balance across everything. The interest rate on each one, the time to pay off if nothing changes. Most people have a vague number. Vague is expensive. Attack the structure, not the symptom. Cutting lattes saves money. It does not restructure debt. The interest rate is the structure. The income gap between what you earn and what debt costs you is the structure. Solving structure requires bigger moves, refinancing, consolidation, income growth, professional negotiation. At every level from $100 to $1 million, the exit is the same 3 steps. The tools are different. The timeline is different. The emotional weight is completely different, but the sequence is identical. The clust. You borrowed $100 once. Maybe it was last week. Maybe it was 10 years ago. Maybe it was one of those things you never really thought about because the minimum payment was so small, it disappeared into the noise. And here's what I want you to sit with. That $100 was not a problem. The habit it taught you about how borrowing feels, that was the thing to watch. Because debt does not destroy people through catastrophe. It destroys them through familiarity, through the slow, comfortable, completely rational feeling accumulation of levels. You know your level now. The question is, what is the next move? Not the whole plan, not the 10-year strategy. The next move, because the people who exit debt at any level through any door, they all started with one move, not the perfect move. The next one, figure yours out. And if you need a place to start, the description has the tools that actually helped me think through this stuff. Check them out. No pressure, just the options. See you next week.